Is I don't like the language of competition in terms of a sustainable economy, but nonetheless, some of the issues discussed here in this document are important. But I just want to put it to you, and it kind of relates to the last point about the musicians, that if we don't support key sectors like music and culture, we will really pay for it. Right? Now, I would ask you to just look at that, because some of the venues are getting some supports. The individual jobbing musicians are not getting the support they need, and many of them will go out of business and they won't be musicians and entertainers on the other side of this pandemic, and that will be a great loss to our society and to our economy, to our competitiveness, if you like, much as I dislike that language. And that is also true of the issue of low pay and the cost of living that huge numbers of working people are facing at the moment. You know, I mean, to raise another of my hobby horses, if you like, the taxi drivers, right? If we're to be competitiveness, we will need taxi drivers out at the airport for tourism and all the rest of it, but there's not going to be many of them left in business if they don't get some support at the moment, which they are being denied. And more generally, there's a lot of low-paid workers that as a result of the low pay in critical sectors, we cannot get the people into those sectors. And the government are complaining, oh, it's everybody's on the PUP, that's why we can't get people. That's not the reason we can't get people. It's because pay is too low for huge numbers of workers in many areas.
I think Deputy Boyd Barrett, to be fair, to speak initially to the report and to the question that was asked. I take your perhaps aversion or your discomfort with the word competition. But I do think we need a competitive economy, and because competition can at a certain level bring standards too, can have the opposite impact in different contexts. But we do need a competitive economy which needs good infrastructure, which needs to develop, for example, in terms of housing is a big challenge for us, in terms of housing for workers, to continue to create opportunities in cities and towns across the country, economic opportunities. People need places to live in comfort. They need good public realm as well to facilitate the attraction of companies, be they FDI or indigenous companies, into various towns and cities. So competitiveness is a very broad term, but I think it is an important aspect of national policy, and I think it's very important that we have the annual competitiveness report and challenge, and that its government benchmarks its performance against emerging issues.